Take a look at the interview that was done last week with Tom Landis and Dell Shank.
We're here with Dell Shank of Dell Shank Racing Enterprises, checking over one of the new plastic wheels for the sprint cars and for the modifieds. Can you tell us a little about this wheel, Dell?
Well, first of all, Tom, it's meant to keep the cost down to the racers. This wheel, it's been tested, and when it first came out, the wheel had some problems, but now they've pretty well got them worked out. It's more or less what you call a disposable wheel. It comes in three pieces. You put them together. Your back half is aluminum, your front half is plastic. So in the event that somebody crashes into you or you happen to hit the wall or something, this wheel is designed to hit hard enough to brake, which in return, it'll absorb the shock and keep from breaking the more expensive parts of your race car, such as hubs and spindles and A-frames, etc. For $49, you can just take the wheel apart remove a couple bolts, put an outer half on, you're back in business. It's a lot cheaper to replace a $49 half a wheel than it is to replace, say, a rear end or a hub or something like that.
Yes, this is going to be my next question. Were they cost effective to the racer? And it sounds like they will be. I see the bead lock and everything is made of plastic. Now, is this a special developed plastic for racing, or is it an aircraft type of plastic, or, you know, what's the composite of it? Do you know?
The actual plastic is just sort of a name for the wheel. It's actually a carbon fiber. It's the same carbon fiber used in airplanes, space shuttles, etc. And cost-wise, the same thing in aluminum is going to cost you, this wheel would cost you $245. In plastic, it costs $159.
Having been around the racing circles, we've heard the term carbon fiber used many, many times in the last few years, and I think we have a good example here of some of the technology that's happening in sprint car racing and in dirt track racing as far as some of these new materials and so forth go. Thank you very much, Dell, for giving us a little insight into this.
Sure, anytime.
Standing here with Maynard Yinx in the sprint car pits just prior to the warm-ups. Maynard, nice to see you here today. I think the obvious question in everybody's mind is you've been known as a perennial runner of the Ben Cook car, and this year you teamed up with LPS to come up with a new chassis. What are your plans for this?
Well, Bill, we had a pretty nice deal with Ben Cook in the past, and we parted ways on good terms. I mean, there was no friction or anything like that. It was more of a financial deal with the LPS racers, and we wanted to try a few different things. You know, when we were working with Cooks, they were trying some different things, but we wanted to try a lot of radical changes. And you know, they're building a production car, so they got everything jigged up the way they want it. And we talked with LPS, and they agreed to work with us. So I hope it's going to be a pretty nice deal.
Being a race car driver yourself, do you think that this is a big help in designing your own chassis?
Well, I think it's somewhat of a help. It's a lot of fun. It makes the winter exciting because you get to think, did I make the right decisions or the wrong decisions? And you have that hanging over your head the whole time. So I think it helps because each driver, as you know, drives a little bit different and requires a little bit different arrangements on a race car. You know, now you can do a lot of that with setup and that, but there were certain things on design that we wanted to change and we felt might help us.
Are we going to see these cars being marketed for sale to other people, do you think, after you get the bugs worked out of them?
Well, I think if they're fast, they will. You know, Rick and Joe, they're not in the car building business, they're in the parts and repair business, but I'm sure if somebody wants one and they're willing to pay the right price, they'll build them.
Well, thank you very much. I'll let you get back to it. Good luck to you with your new endeavor this year, and we hope to see you in Victory Circle a lot of times.
Thank you, Bill.
Standing here with Rick Ferkel, the Ohio Traveler. Rick, it's nice to see you back in Pennsylvania again.
Thank you very much.
Do you plan on coming around here a little bit more, or are you going to be working primarily with the Outlaws again this year?
Well, actually, we're probably primarily with the All-Stars, and there's some out here and some local in Ohio. And that's pretty much our plans.
I notice you're back in the number 0 again. Is this your own car?
No, this is owned by Russ Atkins out of Mansfield. It's a new deal. We just got this deal after Florida. And Russ lives and works in Mansfield, and we're sort of excited about it.
It's good to see you back in the zero. I think you're synonymous with the number 0. Whenever we see that car, we think of Rick Ferkel. What do you think of the track conditions here today, now what you've seen so far with the modified warm-ups?
Well, you know, anytime you have day conditions and it's like 80 degrees, you know, you can't expect to have favorable track conditions. Right now, they're not bad, you know, but, you know, we're still 2 hours, hour and a half away from feature. By then, I'm sure it'll be entirely different.
Yeah, you'll know what to do by that point, right?
Well, we sure hope so.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll let you get back ready to go out to the warm-ups. Welcome back to Pennsylvania again, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Standing here with Darren Ash, winner of the first heat today, and I might add in quite impressive style. Before we really get to talking, I got one question. Were you lifting the throttle coming into the third turn?
Not much, very little. I was trying to keep it on going because I knew I had Wolfgang and all them other ones behind me. Because at the beginning of the race, I said, man, it's going to be tough. But I got going pretty good, and the thing was working good. And then once I got going, I kind of noticed that I had a little lead. Car felt good.
Yeah, you looked really solid. You were hooked up good out against the cushion. When you're running up there like that and kind of running on the edge like they call it, do you think about it a little bit?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's pretty wild. Because when you hit, if you hit it too hard, you know, a lot of cars will flip over. But it wasn't too bad that time. I was hitting it pretty hard, and the car didn't really get out of shape or nothing. I felt pretty good.
Feel pretty good about today's feature then?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to get up front real quick, like on this dry track, and get going. I'd be a lot better off.
Yeah, I definitely think you're due for a victory here someplace pretty soon. You're one of the young drivers in the area and really seem to be coming along. Good luck to you, and maybe we'll get to talk to you in Victory Lane today.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you. Standing here with Elvin Felici, one of the premier small block modified chauffeurs here at Port Royal. Elvin, what do you think of Port Royal Speedway and the small block mods?
Well, as far as the small block mods, I think that's the way to go right now. As far as competition, it's there. You know, we got a weight limit. Safety factor wise, I think we're in a lot better shape than a lot of the cars that are divisions that are running. And as far as Port Royal goes, I mean, it's kind of been always a baby to me, you know, so I've been here a lot of years.
You've driven late models, and you've driven sprint cars, and you've driven small block mods and just about everything. You prefer this division then?
Well, there's nothing like a sprint car, but I got 2 young boys, and Mom says no.
Yeah, I know how that goes. You were getting around real good in your heat race out there today. What about the racetrack today? Hard and dry. You going to do anything special?
Oh, definitely. We're going to go with a lot harder tires. I'm a tight Dutchman, and we tried to just use soft tires up, and we're going definitely with harder rubber.
The race car itself, do you own it, or give us some insight on the race car itself?
Well, I drive it, and I have some good guys maintaining it. And Doug Peck from down in Pottstown, he owns it, takes care as far as the car, buys all the tires, fuel. I supply the engines and drive it, and I have some good guys helping. And I've Bachman used cars supplying the tow vehicles. So
it's kind of a total team effort then, huh?
Right, right.
Okay, good luck to you, Elvin, and hope to see you in Victory Lane here sometime this year, okay?
It'll be shortly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We're here with Ronnie Tobias, heat winner in the 3rd heat. Very close race at the finish. Those are kind of fun, aren't they, Ronnie?
Oh yeah, it's nice to race close and not, you know, bump, especially on a track like this.
It's a very slick, dry racetrack out there today. I imagine you have to take a little bit of extra precaution on a racetrack like this, don't you?
Oh yeah, you're kind of on the edge, and you just gotta be careful.
Standing from the pitch, you can't help but notice the beautiful number 12 modified that you drive. Is this a Tobias house car, or is it owned by somebody else?
It's owned by Fast Racing. They're from Lancaster. And it's one of our cars.
Is this your first season with this team, or have you driven with them before?
No, everything's brand new here.
Everything's brand new. Is this the first season for this racing team also?
Oh yeah, yep.
You really seem to be getting around real good. Starting in the feature today, you'll probably get a good starting spot. What are you going to do?
Probably just biding my time in the beginning because there's usually, everybody's usually charged in the beginning, and because it's hard, you got to watch yourself.
Okay, thank you for taking your time. I'm sure you want to get your car ready for the feature race. Good luck to you, and maybe we'll get to talk to you in Victory Lane today.
I hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ronnie.
Ronnie, Super Joe.
Hey, you.
I got a question. What was going on in Ronnie Tobias's mind when you went high up in 3 and 4 and you went from 1st to 5th?
Well, I thought I had my work cut off for me. I thought the tire was going flat, so on the restarts it started pushing pretty bad, and I couldn't hold the front end down. That's why they snuck under me.
How do you like racing in Port Royal?
Oh, I love it.
Hey, I think you're really going to love it because next week we go nighttime, and I know that Ronnie Tobias loves to fly low at night.
Oh, yeah, all the Tobiases do.
All the Tobiases love to fly low at night. Could you use a Miller?
A what?
Could you use a Miller?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely the worst of. We got Fred. Fred, this man says he needs a Miller. Do you think you can fix him up?
I certainly can. He definitely deserves it.
It's cold.
All right. What's the case here, Ron?
It's cold.
Gotta have that baby on.
Ronnie, you're a champion, a defending champion at Penn National, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we're racing under the Miller American banner, and we got a nice hunk of change awaiting the champion here.
Oh, yeah, I heard that, yeah.
And you would like your name on that check, I assume?
Definitely.
Definitely so. Okay, a gift for you. Are you hungry?
Oh, yeah, I'm starving.
Stop 35, restaurant motel, right up the highway here at 35 and 322. Win and chow down. Lorenz Cornadelli and Thompson Town. Ladies and gentlemen, his daddy saw us a Victory Lane many a time, but now it's Ronnie Tobias' turn out of Lebanon.
All right.
Okay, Ronnie Tobias.
Okay, Randy, that's the story down there in the winner's circle with Ronnie Tobias and his whole happy, elated crew. And, like we were saying, it's been another exciting afternoon here at Port Royal. The dust did get a little bit heavy, but that's to be expected on a daylight racing surface.
Well, right now, John, the dust is completely cleared here, and we can see clearly.
Yeah, yeah. Too bad we can't get the cars back out on the track again.
Right.
But, well, next week it'll be under the lights here at Port Royal Speedway. We'll be back to cover all the action, and I'm looking forward to the first night race. Last time we were here at night, we had that Tuscarora 50 ordeal, and what an ordeal that was. But we'll be back here next week underneath the lights. I think you'll see the speeds go up a little bit. You'll probably be able to see a little better, and it should make for just a little better show all the way around.
It certainly should. I know I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll have good weather conditions. It won't be too cold, and we'll have some good hot racing action for all the fans.
Okay, this has been another Strasser Motorsports video production. I'm Johnny Strasser along with Randy Satzler saying so long from the Port Royal Speedway.